Hey folks, imagine you're standing in front of a kitchen remodel showroom, measuring the gap between your cabinets and the floor, and suddenly you realize a new fridge might actually stick out and look awkward. That moment of hesitation, that "what if I picked the wrong size or the wrong feature" feeling, shows up for most of us when we're about to spend a serious chunk of money on a refrigerator. If you're stuck on that exact thought right now, the link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last week poking around forums, reading the few available reviews, and watching a handful of unboxing videos. So let's break down whether the LG 23 cubic foot smart Wi-Fi enabled InstaView door-and-door counter-depth refrigerator is actually a good fit for your kitchen, your habits, and your budget. First off, the biggest draw for this model is the InstaView panel. You tap lightly on the glass and the whole door lights up, letting you see inside without opening it. In practice, that's a tiny but surprisingly helpful feature for early mornings when you're half asleep and just want to confirm there's still milk left. The glass does stay clear for a while, but if you have a kitchen that gets a lot of steam, say you're near a dishwasher or a cooking island, you'll notice fingerprints and occasional smudges. A quick wipe with a microfiber cloth keeps it bright, but it does add a micro-maintenance step that some owners might overlook. The counter-depth design is another selling point here. Because the fridge sits almost flush with your cabinets, it gives the illusion of a built-in unit without the hassle of actually installing one. In a tight-fit kitchen, this can be a real space saver. However, the trade-off is interior volume. The 23 cubic foot rating sounds generous, yet the depth reduction means the shelves are a bit narrower than on a standard depth model. If you tend to buy larger, bulkier items like a big bag of flour or a family-size pizza, those items might need to be angled or stored on the door shelves. For most small families or couples, the layout will be perfectly adequate, but it's worth visualizing your typical grocery haul before you decide. Now let's talk about the smart cooling system. LG claims it maintains consistent temperature and humidity across compartments, which is supposed to keep produce fresher longer. In real-world use, what that translates to is a slightly slower wilting of lettuce and a longer life for berries compared to older, non-smart fridges. The system also connects to Wi-Fi, letting you monitor temperature and get alerts via the LG ThinQ app. If you're the type who likes to check your fridge from the couch or get a push notification when the door has been left open too long, that integration feels like a modern convenience. On the flip side, if you're not into smartphone-controlled appliances, the app becomes a feature you'll never touch, and it adds a minor layer of complexity when troubleshooting. Say, you get a false temperature warning and have to dig through the app to reset it. One of the most practical aspects of this fridge is the dual ice maker. It produces both traditional cubes and crushed ice, which is a nice touch for anyone who enjoys a margarita on a Saturday night or needs a quick ice bath for a sore ankle. The ice maker cycles are relatively quiet, but you'll hear a faint humming each time it drops a new batch. In a very quiet dining area, that hum might be noticeable, but most households won't find it intrusive. The catch is that the ice production can be a bit slower than on dedicated ice machines. If you're hosting a large gathering and need a lot of ice fast, you'll want to start the freezer a few hours ahead of time. Who should buy this fridge? Picture a small to medium-sized family, 2 adults, and maybe a couple of kids who value kitchen aesthetics as much as they value practicality. If your kitchen layout is narrow, you've already been hunting for counter-depth options, and you want the extra wow factor of a glass door that lights up, the LG model checks those boxes. It also suits tech-savvy users who'll actually use the Wi-Fi connectivity to monitor temperature or receive door-open alerts. If you happen to entertain often, the dual ice maker adds a nice perk without taking up extra counter space. Who should skip it? If you're someone who buys in bulk, stores large cuts of meat, or regularly uses oversized containers, the reduced depth and narrower interior shelves could become a daily annoyance. Likewise, if you're not interested in smart features and prefer a straightforward, no-frills appliance, you might find the Wi-Fi integration and app support unnecessary. Finally, if your kitchen gets extremely humid, think an open-plan layout with a lot of steam. Remember that the InstaView glass will need more frequent cleaning to stay pristine. From a value standpoint, The fridge sits in the mid-range price bracket for LG's lineup. You're paying for the aesthetics and smart features more than for raw capacity. The real value comes when you use.